In this episode of Scouting in the Park, we talk about the number one mistake new tiger den leaders make. Hey, and welcome to another episode 71 of Scouting in the Park. I'm your host, D3 from BrightIdeasScouting.com. And today I want to talk about, with all of the new den leaders, all of you have been starting to get new packs going, new dens, and of course you've got new tigers and new tiger leaders. And so the number one mistake that I see in dealing with these new tiger leaders is that they don't have the support, they don't even know what to do, and they lack the training, right? Let me guess how it kind of goes in yours if it went the way it went in mine years ago. So all the new tigers would come in, and you'd sit them in. You might have 5, 6, 8, a dozen new tigers, and someone comes in, typically the cub master, and say, okay, hey, we're a volunteer organization, and we need some help. So one of you parents needs to step forward to be the tiger den leader. And as soon as that happens, about half of them are very quiet, shy, reserved. They go back in their corners going, this is not what I signed up for. I wanted my kid in Scouts. I'm not a leader. So you're down to about 4 to 5, and they start looking around, and before you know it, half of them show down and start asking a couple questions about what does it entail, what's it do, and you generally end up with about 2 people. And someone's going to look across the room and say, I don't want that person to be raising my kid because he seems like he's crazy, so I'll do it, knowing absolutely nothing about what the role is. Cub Master will greet you, say thank you, hand you a tiger book, and say, if you need anything, let me know. He walks out strutting all proud that he's just secured another tiger den leader. In my view, the most important position. Let's think about this for a minute. You have all these new scouts and new scout parents that are coming into scouting. And most of them don't have a scouting background. You know, I as a scouting dad, I was a Cub Scout. I was a Boy Scout. So I kind of knew what to expect when my boys went in. Things have changed a little bit in 25 years, but you still kind of know how it all works. So it wasn't anything shocking to me. But how many is it shocking for? And so when they come in, like if they come in to a hockey and they sign their boys up for hockey, how many times do they look around and say, okay, who's going to be the hockey coach? They don't. They've already got the coach set up. And from there, you're just trying to fill positions, and they might still need some adult volunteers to help, but you're not the coach. But yet in Tigers, here's exactly what we do is we say, we need you to be the Tiger coach, having probably no experience whatsoever. So this happens all around the country. I've been getting tons of questions with new cub masters asking, how do I get, new den leaders, especially for my tigers. So here's how we're going to fix this. Now, I want you to find someone who's been an experienced den leader. They might not even be in your pack anymore. They may have crossed over into Boy Scouts. They may have crossed over into Boy Scouts and left Boy Scouts because their boys eagled out and they haven't been back in Scouts in 20 years. But you know their experience. A great resource for this is your local lodge that deals with the Order of the Arrow. I'll explain more about what the Order of the Arrow is in another video. But these are seasoned scouters who have been through the ranks who could probably help you. And here's what to go and ask them. I presented this at our 100th anniversary conclave just this last weekend, and you guys are getting the high-level summary of it. Ask this experienced scouter, whether they're in the Order of the Arrow, OA, or in a Boy Scout troop, or even someone in your pack, ask them this. As a Cub Master Committee Chair, ask them, can you volunteer to be my tiger den leader for 6 weeks? That's right, 6 weeks. Now, all of you are thinking, Doug, with the new program updates, there's at least 21 weeks, right? 7 adventures with 3 adventures each. That's 21. 6 isn't 21. What to do? Okay. When we think about this, when you go to Starbucks, you have a great experience and you want to go back. When you go to the Apple store, you have a great experience and you want to come back. If these new parents don't have a great experience, they're not going to come back. They are used to being catered to and served. So to have someone who has zero experience, knows nothing about scouting, to be put in one of the most important positions, that of Tiger Den Leader, the most entry points of scouting, you could easily lose half the scouts easily in the first month. When parents are just like, this is crazy. This person doesn't even know what they're doing. And they will admit they don't know what they're doing. So you find an experienced scouter and ask them, can you volunteer for simply 6 weeks? Now, what happens in those first 6 weeks? You go through all of the registration weeks. You go all through the first sort of awkward weeks where you need to go through the Bobcat. You need to explain, this is how scouting works. We have these go and see it. We're working on adventures. And during those 6 weeks, they start to form these friendships. They start to see how scouting works. And when you have someone experienced in that position for 6 weeks, then you go and you have a great time. Now, let's just say we have a small den, 6 boys, okay? And now that means you've got, because for tigers, the parents have to be with them, you have 6 parents, right? So at that point, as you start to get to week 4, 5, and 6, you'll bring out your annual pack calendar, because you've worked on that, right? Those are our previous videos. We've talked about building an annual pack calendar. You bring that out and say, okay, these are the weeks that we're meeting. We're going to section off the next 6 meetings, which might not be the next 6 weeks because of activities and stuff, but the next 6 den meetings, you'll have each one of those parents sign up for one. Now, as we've talked about in the other videos about the Den Leader Resource Guide, you simply say, you know what, if you can read, you can do this. And you'll just say, okay, for week 1, we're going to be working on this adventure, and here's your lesson plan. Okay? All the resources you need are right here. What you need to do, step by step, right here. And for 6 weeks, you would have already been modeling this. So it's not going to come as a big surprise for them. And so with using an experienced scouter, with using the Den Leader Resource Guide, and getting a volunteer to simply commit to 6 weeks, and as soon as those 6 weeks are up, he or she has already got the next 6 weeks already planned out. And then after that, you'll come back in and just say, let's plan out the rest of the year. Boom, 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 boom. And if someone's like, well, I'm gone that week for work, whatever, fine, take another week. You know, it doesn't have to stay in the same order or whatever. And so with a small group of even 6 boys, each parent's going to do 2, maybe 3 meetings when you have this leader come in. It really smooths out what to do. We did this last year, and it was amazing, the results that we got. So for next time, consider getting an experienced scouter, having them use the Den Leader resource, and ask them just for 6 weeks. That'll typically get you into about the 1st of November, depending as to when you exactly start. And you've got a much smoother transition for all those new scouts that are coming in. But as always, until next time, learn everything you can, share everything you know, and live the Scout Oath and Scout Law. And I'll see you tomorrow in the park.